Over there is my 11-year-old son Rocco, here with LMB at the PG Fall West World Series, getting ready to face off against the Knights Knation SoCal Blue team here in a few minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to get started. All right, Declan into pitch here, top of the first. LMB versus Knights Knation SoCal Blue. Thank you so much for tuning in. Here's the first pitch of the game. Right there, strike one. Good start, Declan. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. So many are watching that aren't subscribed. Please join our family. Help us grow the channel. We'd really appreciate it. Also, leave us a comment. We love reading them. We love answering them. A one pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, and nobody gets to it. And he's going to have an infield single as the infield failed to communicate. All right, new batter, first pitch. Down low, in the dirt. Runner goes two, and he's safe there. 1-1. No call, and runner does take third base there. They just called a balk. Not sure what he did. His hands were never together. I don't know, but that's a balk. Scores the first run. Knights Knation strike first. 3-2, I think. Swung on and missed. Strike three. Good job, Declan. That is one out. All right, new batter. First pitch. Down and in, ball one. 2-2 again. Swung on and missed. Strike three. That is two outs. Good job, Declan. Here's a pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Here's an 0-1 pitch. Curveball. Misses. Ball one. 1-1. Here's a 1-1. Swung on, hit in the air. Liam makes the catch in center field. Attaboy, Liam. That is three outs. LMB down one after the top of the first. Let's go to the bottom. Let's go. All right, Hudson in to lead off the bottom of the first inning. First pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike one. Here's the 0-1. Up and away, ball. 2-2. Hits him right in the elbow guard. Way to use that shield, kid. And that is going to be a base runner. Good job, Hudson. Nate steps in now, I think. He shows bunt. They go to pick. That's a balk. That's a balk. You cannot jump, turn, and not throw, but they didn't call it. First pitch. Hudson goes. And he's going to be in there as the ball gets away. Oh boy, Hudson. 3-1. Low off the plate. Ball four. Nate works the walk. Danny steps in. First pitch to him. Off the plate, ball one. 1-0 to Danny. Swung on, hit well, and that is going to be gone way over the fence right here at the foul pole. I wish I could have seen it the whole way, but that was smoked. And Danny hits a 3-run shot here in Las Vegas at Mission Hills Park. 225-foot fences. That's a good poke. That thing went out well over the fence. At least 240 would be my guess. Nice swing, Danny. And he's gonna hustle in now. Good job. Let's go. Brody, oh, yeah, I think it's Brody steps in now. And that is strike one. Oh no, this is Weston. Oh no, it's Brody, I'm sorry. Hit up in the air on the 0-1 to second base. And he's underneath it, makes the catch. That's one out. That is going to bring up my 11-year-old son Rocco here with nobody on and one out. Here's the pitch. Up and in, ball one. What a exciting at bat. Up and in, ball four. 2 4-pitch walks tonight for Rocco, and he hustles down to first base. All right, LJ steps in. First pitch, swung on and hit hard to left field. And that is going to be foul. Dang it. I heard Rocco say, I'm scoring. And that was foul. Nice try, LJ. Here we go. 1-1 to LJ, up and away, Rocco goes. And he's in there safely, attaboy, way to swipe the bag. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, hit way in the air. Rocco gets back to the base, shortstop going for it, and it falls on the ground. So LJ's gonna make it to first. We're gonna have first and second here with one out. Here we go. Liam steps in now, first and second with one out. And they try to pick him. He's back safely. Here's the pitch to Liam. Swung on, hit on the ground. And foul. 0-2. Swung on, hit in the air. And whoa, I'm sorry, I was caught watching. Rocco was going, then he had to try to go back. They dropped it, and he's forced out there at third. One way or another, somebody was going to be out. That should have been an infield fly. Cody steps in, first pitch. Called, strike one, I think. 1-1 is hit on the ground. Shortstop backhands it, throws over to first, and he snags the pick, and that is going to be 3 outs. So LMB up 3-1 after 1. All right, top of the second here. Declan still pitching. First pitch, down in the dirt, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, hit on the ground to second base. Weston fields it, throws one, and we got 1 out. Good job. All right, new batter. First pitch from Declan. Called, strike 1, outside corner. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed, strike 2. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And he was already out. He called him out. We threw to first anyway. Sorry I didn't follow it. I was a little bit confused. He was already out. That ball didn't hit the dirt. That is 2 outs. Here we go. New batter, first pitch. Down and in, ball 1. 3-1. Swung on, hit to the right side, and that's going to be over his head. And runners rounding first right now as they pick up the ball in the corner. Throw it in, and he's going to go to third. No focus, ball gets away. Holy moly, camera, and he's going to end up scoring. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but that's going to be an inside the park home run. Really probably an error somewhere on the throw to third, but I couldn't see because I was looking through the camera, not with my eyes, and didn't see it. Okay, new batter, first pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 1. 1-1. Swung on and missed, strike 2. 1-2 again. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Declan gets out of it. They do give up 1. 3-2 after 1.5. Let's go to the bottom of the second. Weston steps in to lead it off and sees the ball low on the first pitch. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, hit on the ground, chopped towards third base. And it's going to be foul for strike 1. Here's the 1-1. Curveball is slapped back up the middle for a base hit. Center fielder snags it, tosses it in. Good job, Weston. Way to go. Here's the first pitch to Forrest. Down and away, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 to Forrest. Right there, strike 1. Weston going, and he's going to be in there safely. Good job. Here's the 2-0, or 1-1, I'm sorry. Hit well into center field, and that's going to be a base hit. Center fielder grabs it, throws it in, and we're going to have first and third with no outs. Good job, Forrest. Again, oops. And they're going to get him. Wow. Bad camera work, sorry, but Forrest is picked off there. Got 1 out now. First pitch to Hudson. Up over his head for ball 1. I didn't know this was legal. I don't know. Hudson switches sides. 1-2. Swung on and missed. Hudson runs. Ball in front. They pick it up and throw. And I believe he's going to be safe there as he has to leave the bag to keep that ball in front. So Hudson strikes out and ends up on first base anyway. Here we go. Nate steps in now. First pitch to him. Inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Up high. Hudson goes, and they're just going to hold it. So Hudson takes second base. 2-2 pitch again. Right there. Called. Strike 3. That's 2 outs. Danny steps in. First pitch to him. Swung on and missed. Strike 1 on the curveball. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and hit well into center field. Center fielder grabs it. That's going to score 1. And Hudson's going to stop at third base. Good job, Danny. Hit a home run first inning, and that one there, we got first and third with 2 outs. All right, Brody steps in. First and third with 2 outs here. First pitch. Swung on and hit foul out of play on the curveball. Here's the 0-1. Up and in over his head. And Danny's going to take second base. Good job, Danny. 2-2. Up and in, ball 3. 3-2 pitch. Off the plate, ball 4. And runner's going home. And he's going to be safe there. Who was that? Hudson. And Brody's gonna take second, so we got second and third. Good job, Brody. That brings up my 11-year-old son, Rocco, recording his third at bat. First two he walked in 4 straight pitches each at bat. Here we go. First person mode. First pitch. Up and in, ball 1. He's seen 9 straight balls tonight. Steps back in, taps on the plate. Looks locked and ready. Here we go. 1-0. Swung on, hit to right field, and they're gonna make the catch there. Dang it. Nice swing, Rocco, right at him. That is 3 outs, but LMB scratches another 2, I believe. Here we go. All right, top of the third now. LMB up 5-1. First pitch from Declan. Up and away, ball 1. 3-1 pitch. Off the plate, ball 4. And then Knights Nation works to the leadoff walk here. All right, new batter, first pitch. Down and low in the dirt. Ball 1. Brody stops it well. 2-1. Swung on, hit in the air high. And it's going to be fair. Wow. That gets down fair, and they're going to advance bases as they hit that into no man's land. We had 3 players sprinting for it. Nobody could get there, so we got runners at first and second. All right, new batter, first pitch. Swung on, hit hard down the line and foul. There's the 0-1. Swung on and missed, strike 2, going 3. And they got him there, so that is an out. Good job. Nice throw, Brody. Runner at first stayed put. All right, we got 1 out. 0-2. Called, strike 3, and that is 2 outs. Good job, Declan. So Declan started off the inning with 6 straight balls, but has come back with fire here. Throws ball 1 to this batter, but he's got 2 outs with a runner on first. Has allowed none. Let's keep it up, kid. 3-0. Right there, strike 1. 3-1. Swung on, hit in the air, but it's gonna be foul out of play off the dugout. 3-2 pitch. Just off the plate, ball 4. And that batter works a walk. We got first and second with 2 outs. New batter, first pitch. Swung on, hit, and snagged by Hudson there on a line. I don't know if I got it. I hope I got it on camera. And Declan puts up another 0. LMB up 5-1. After the top of the third. Here we go. All right, LJ steps in to lead off the bottom of the third for LMB. First pitch to him. It's right there, strike 1. 1-2. Swung on, hit on the ground. Fielded at shortstop. Nice pick. Thrown to first for out number 1. Good play there, shortstop. That's 1 down. All right, Liam, first pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Strike 1. 1-2. Swung on, hit on the ground in the 5-6 hole. And fielded by left fielder. Good job, Liam. It's a base hit. All right, Cody steps in now. First pitch to him. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Off the plate, ball. Liam goes 2, and he's going to be there. Good job, Liam. 1-2. Swung on and missed in the dirt. They pick it up, throw it to first base, and Cody's going to be out. Liam is at third base on the drop strike 3, but we got 2 outs. All right, Weston steps in now. First pitch to him. Called, strike 1. 1-2, off the plate ball. And they're going. Liam's going and he's safe. So that makes it 6-1 LMB. That's a good run there with 2 outs to sneak in. Good job. 3-2. Low again, ball 4, and Weston works a walk. Good job, Weston. All right, Forrest steps in now. First pitch. Swung on, hit off the end of the bat. Or I don't know if that was Forrest. And they're gonna have him out there. Who was that? Yeah, it was Forrest, using not his new bat. But he grounds out to first base, and that's gonna be the end of the third. Let's go to the top of the 4th. Okay, Declan back in. We're in the top of the 4th now. First pitch of the inning. Swung on and fouled back for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, hit in the air to the right side, and that's going to be foul out of play. 0-2 pitch. Curveball hit up the middle. Hudson gloves it, spins, throws, and gets him. What a play that was, Hudson. Atta boy. Nice job. That's 1 out. All right. 1 out now. Nobody on. First pitch. Up high, ball 1. 2-2 again. Called, strike 3. That is 2 outs. Good job, Declan. Here we go. First pitch. Swung on and fouled back, strike one. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, hit, ground ball, back to Declan. He fields it, throws one, and puts up a 0 here in the top of the 4th. Good job. LMB going to the bottom, up 6-1. Let's go. All right, Hudson steps in to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning here for LMB. First pitch, right there, strike one. 0-2 pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, high in the air. Right fielder to my left. Underneath it, makes the catch for 1 out. Here we go. Okay, Nate steps in. First pitch to him. Up high, ball 1. Nate steps in for a payoff pitch coming up right here. 3-2. Swings and hits it hard towards the shortstop, who picks it out and throws it to first for out number 2. Nice play, shortstop. That's 2 outs. All right, Danny steps in now. First pitch to him. Curveball, waves at it for strike 1. Here is the 1-1. Swung on, hit in the air high. Center fielder underneath it, and he does make the catch. So that is 3 up, 3 down. Knights Nation puts up a 0. We are going to the top of the 5th. Here we go. All right, Declan in to pitch the top of the 5th. First pitch. Called, strike 1. Good job, Declan. 3-2, down in the dirt, ball 4, and the leadoff batter works the walk here in the top of the 5th. Here's the first pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1. Here's the pitch, and runner goes, and we missed the tag there, and he's safe. 2-2 pitch again, swung on and missed, strike 3. That is 1 out. Good job, Declan. Way to pitch, kid. Your batter, first pitch, swung on, missed, strike 1. 1-2. Up, runner goes, and he's going to be safe there at third base. 2-2, just up. Declan thought that was a strike. We got a full count. 3-2, swung on, hit, and they're going to get the out. Wow, that was a scary one, as that ball just didn't quite get to Cody. He didn't charge it hard enough, but he's just able to pick it up and flip it over there. Good job, that's 2 outs. I'm sorry, that was Weston there at first base, not Cody. Did score a run, but we got 2 outs and nobody on here. First pitch. Called, strike 1, good pitch, Declan. 2-2 pitch. Called, strike 3, and Declan walks off. And we're gonna go to the bottom of the 5th, maybe. That could be the ball game, I'm not sure. All right, Brody steps in to lead off the bottom of the 5th. And he sees strike 1 on the outside corner on the first pitch. 1-2. Swung on and hit, and that's going to get down into right field. And right fielder stops it, picks it up, throws it in. Brody starts off with a single as he shuffles back to first base. Nice swing, Brody. All right, Ivan steps in now. First pitch to him is off the plate. Brody goes 2, and he's going to be there safely. He's going to go 3 as the ball sneaks into the outfield. He's got to get down, and he's there. Ball squirts away, and he's going to stay. 3-2. Off the plate, ball 4. Ivan works a walk. LJ steps in. First pitch to him. Called, strike 1. Ivan takes second base. 1-1. Up and in, over his head. Brody going home, and he's going to be safe there. Good job, Brody. Ivan moves over to third base. 3-2, off the plate, ball 4. LJ works a walk. Here we go. In steps Liam. First pitch to him. Swung on and missed, strike 1. LJ takes second base. Here's the 0-1 to Liam. Swung on, hit on the ground. Second baseman fields it, throws to 1 for an out. Scores another run, and we got 2 down. All right, Cody steps in. First pitch. Strike 1, outside corner. 3-1 pitch. Right there, strike 2. And they have run out of time, so that is actually going to be the ball game. LMB comes out with a win, goes 1-1 in pool play, ideally avoiding an 8 a.m. game tomorrow. Hopefully, there are 2 of them, so who knows? So we'll have to take a look. But done for the night, 1-1, good game there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, leave us a comment. We love answering them. And we'll see you guys next time with an elimination game. Peace.